a coconut cream pie.
I got Donkey Kong, and now I'll get you too, Junior.
I'm nobody's hero.
Leaping rhinos, giant bees, flying chimps.
Here we go.
Performance for you. This monkey rap. Donkey Kong. He's the leader of the bunch.
Okay. We're finally here. The year is almost up, but we've finally made it to the next series. It's freaking Donkey Kong, baby. I always love this. I have history with some of these games. This one in particular, I do like. Rare always had a way of adding a lot of charm to their characters. Okay, so yeah, I mean, look, it's Donkey Kong. It's Donkey Kong Country. What do you want to say? What do you want to talk about? Listen. We got a lot of games to get through, and I am very much excited for a lot of them. A lot of them are going to be first times for me. This criminy, we're already months out from Donkey Kong Bonanza. Let's get to a state. Gosh, the music is already so good. Music's so good that I have not played these games. Well, I have not played this game in particular. I used to have it on the Game Boy Advance. They did make a port for the Game Boy Advance. Very good port, in my opinion. But I didn't have any basis. So I'm actually, this right here is, I don't think I have my Game Boy Advance version anymore, but regardless, I bought the SNES version, complete with the instruction book and the original box that it came in. It is in a plastic bag in my living room at all times. And I will be taking a look at that instruction booklet because it seems pretty entertaining. But music in this game is so good that despite the fact that I have not played this game in like over a decade, my mother was still able to hum the main theme here when I mentioned that I was going to start playing this game. And she always talks about, like, oh, that's one of the really good music, right? And she's still able to hum the theme. She doesn't play games. She has not heard me play. She has not listened to me play this game in over a decade. That's how good the music is. And that was me playing it off of like Game Boy Advanced audio quality, right? So I think that's just how you know you got something special. Let's get to a place where we can just sit. Oh yeah, 2-player contest, 2-player team. Forgot about that. I mean, look how much personality they injected into. I mean, when you want to reinvent a character, I guess you give it to Rare. You know what I mean? They were doing their own thing. They did a lot for this character. 1 player. I go straight to Congo Jungle? Can I go back to the... I will say, this looks pretty freaking crisp. I'm looking at even what I'm looking at. So, oh yeah, so this, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to play as many games on their original hardware as possible. I don't own Donkey Kong Country 2 or 3, and I'm not in a position to go out and get some old freaking expensive games. But this one, I've owned this for a while. So this is the original SNES game. Ran through an actual SNES, which is running through an upscaler, the Retro Tank, the original Retro Tank, which is then also running through an additional upscaler HDMI cord. And honestly, this is crisp. I do have the, we can see I managed to get it through an S-video signal. Weird thing though, there's like no latency, no lag or anything too. I did test this out because I had to make sure everything was rigged up correctly. No lag, no input lag or anything like that, which I'm very surprised about. But a weird thing, I had to run it through a composite cable first in order for it to recognize the video feed, and then it was able to do S-video. I can't just boot it up with S-video. I don't know why. It's very strange. But no, this is looking crisp. I'm keeping things sharp. I do have just slight scan lines on. I do feel like it looks better. Here, I'll even show you. Obviously, we don't need this kind of scan line. But with it off, it's not bad, but I actually do prefer it with a little bit of that original scan line. I think this game, listen, older games were made, a lot of them were made, you know, obviously with the intention of being displayed in a certain way, and I think the weird, like, very specific, pre-rendered model look, pre-rendered models into 2D asset look that they have in this game lends itself to the scan line look. And I think it looks, I mean, this game, I don't know, it's one of those things where this game has such a specific art style, and I love it. I wouldn't change anything about it. Does it look, does a lot of stuff look pleasant? It's like, I mean, at this point, like, I would say probably not. I think it does have a certain, like, janky crustiness to it, but at the same time, I mean, that's its identity. I wouldn't change anything about it. It is a vibe. I think that's the biggest thing, right? Is that the visuals are an absolute vibe, right? And I would not change anything about that. Now, I forgot there is no build-up. There is no pomp and circumstance to anything. However, I can bust out this instruction booklet. I do have the original instruction booklet. And we can read the intro, I guess. That's, you know, no budget for an actual opening cutscene. Just gotta read it in a prologue. So here we go. It was a dark and stormy night. Storms lashed the rugged terrain of Donkey Kong Island, home of the famous game ape and his family and friends. Near Donkey Kong's treehouse, a small monkey named Diddy cowered in fear of the savage lightning, which periodically illuminated the lush green jungle that covered most of the island. Donkey Kong had assigned Diddy to guard duty on this awful night, and he was not happy about his fate. Donkey Kong's earlier pep talk kept creeping back into Diddy's mind. "Okay, little buddy," Donkey Kong had said in his patronizing voice. Wow, Donkey Kong doesn't seem like a very chill dude already. As part of that's a weird way to characterize him. As part of your hero training, you've got to stand guard tonight over my bananas. I'm just, the voice I'm imagining in my head is just the one from the show, I'll be honest. I will leave you at midnight, so try and stay awake until then. Buddy, yeah right, now he was alone. Alone unless you counted the unknown threats which lurked behind every tree that he glimpsed during the lightning flashes. The Kremlings were out there. This much was certain. They coveted Donkey Kong's banana stockpile, the largest on the island and probably in the world. A treasure in potassium and vitamin A. Is that accurate? That's good to know. The perfect food. Delicious bananas. The thought of DK's golden hoard almost made Diddy forget his uncomfortable situation, but rustling and the undergrowth and the sound of several snapping twigs brought him out of the reverie. Who goes there? Diddy challenged the sounds in the darkened, dripping foliage. There was no answer but the flashing of claws and teeth, followed by a fleeting vision of many reptilian eyes and a crack of thunder. Diddy somersaulted into the fray with his signature cartwheel attack, but he was quickly overcome by the weight of many scaly assailants. The enormous bulk of Clump the Kremling landed on top of Diddy, knocking him senseless. His last memory was of a hissing voice. "It's the small one. Seal him inside this barrel and toss it into the bushes. Donkey Kong's bananas are ours." It's 2 games in a row we're playing where the speech patterns of the enemies draw out the freaking S sounds. Although I guess in Brothership it was Z, but still. The barrel lid closed on Diddy, blotting out even the fleeting light of the storm. Seconds later, the barrel flew through the air, courtesy of Clump's army boot-assisted punt, and landed roughly in the jungle foliage. Diddy knew no more. The entire Donkey Kong clan was oblivious as the Kremlings loaded the banana horde into the Kremling carts and wheeled them off through the jungle, leaving an obvious trail of dropped fruit from the overloaded conveyances. The writing is so of its time. The next morning, Donkey Kong was awakened by frantic shouting of his name. "Keep it down," he growled. He suddenly realized what it was. Morning already? I slept through my watch. He didn't even go to check on... If he had checked on Diddy at midnight, then he... whatever. Falling out of bed and through his treehouse door, Donkey Kong slid down the treehouse ladder without using any of the rungs, and assumed his characteristic fighting pose. With sun-blinded, squinting eyes, one swift blow was all that was needed to leave him sprawled on the floor. Face down, he groggily rolled over to see there's 2 more full pages. I just buckle up to see familiar wrinkled, white-bearded, grouchy face of his granddad, Cranky Kong, peering down at him. In his heyday, Cranky was the original. I was gonna mention this. Yeah, Cranky was the original Donkey Kong who battled Mario in several of his own games. "What'd you do that for?" Donkey Kong asked, knowing full well that Cranky was prone to cuffing him at every whim. The Donkey Kong family is one of just abuse, both mental and physical. "Take a look inside your banana cave. You're in for a big surprise," Cranky cackled. Donkey Kong's mind raced as he vaulted up to the cave and peered inside. Inside the dull glow of thousands of bananas, there were only a few discarded peels. These had been trampled into the dirt by hundreds of reptilian feet, judging by the many 3-toed footprints that covered the damp cavern floor. But what about Diddy's Kong too? Diddy's Kong too. No, Diddy's Kong too, Cranky laughed. "That's what you get for shirking your responsibility, you good-for-nothing bum. In my days, you would have been happy to stand guard in the rain, because that might have meant having an extra frame of animation." That might have meant having an extra frame of animation. Of course, that's actually funny. Of course, having rain would have been impossible given the pitiful processing power, but Donkey Kong stood there in stunned disbelief and hadn't heard most of what Cranky said. "Diddy, Kong, my little buddy," he murmured to himself. "Oh." Donkey Kong was suddenly filled with conviction. "The Kremlings will pay," he raged. "I'll hunt them down through every last corner of my island until I have every last banana from my horde back." Jeez. "Find your little buddy and retrieve a bunch of bananas," Cranky snorted. What kind of game is that? What kind of game idea is that? Where's the screaming damsel in distress? Diddy's obsession with being like me has gone too far. He may be a long way from being a true video game hero, but he had the guts, the reflexes, the heart. "If you ask me, neither of you are ready for prime time," Cranky interrupted. "You'll have to be as popular as a character as I was." "Dude, you weren't even the playable character in your game, Cranky." Yeah, so I was gonna say, you could be asking, hey, why aren't we playing, why aren't you starting with the original Donkey Kong games? For the NES, why aren't you playing Donkey Kong Jr.? I don't know, if I remember correctly, Donkey Kong Jr. is not Donkey Kong in this game. I could be wrong about that. But yeah, Cranky is the original Donkey Kong from those games, and then he gets kidnapped by some scummy guy who may or may not have originally meant to be Mario, I'm not sure. And then you had to play as his son, Donkey Kong Jr., to save him. I think there might be a weird narrative thing where Donkey Kong Jr. was not actually related. I can't remember. It gets weird. It gets weird immediately because in the old days, who the heck cared about canon? It was just do whatever you want in the next game. I'm not playing those games because I don't feel like they're a very good example of what Donkey Kong games as we know them as what they are now are. Just like I'm not gonna play Donkey Kong versus Mario. This isn't a character legacy. I don't do character legacies, at least I haven't done one yet. This is game legacies, like a type of game. Now, granted, we will be covering a lot of different kinds of Donkey Kong games with a lot of different flavors, but I feel like at their core, all of these games are the actual evolution of what Donkey Kong has been as far as a platforming, like a platformer character is, you know? We're going to be going through Country 1, 2, and 3. We're going to be going through Jungle Beat. We are going to play 64, because 64 is going to be a very relevant one. Then we're going to play the Returns. Then we're going to play Tropical Freeze. And then we're going to obviously end... Man, we haven't gotten any Donkey Kong anything since Tropical Freeze. That's crazy. I guess we got Mario vs. Donkey Kong, but again, that's not a... It's the same reason I wouldn't include Mario vs. Donkey Kong in a Mario Legacy either. You know what I mean? Not for the 2D or the 3D games. The reason why I'm including 2D and 3D games for Donkey Kong is because they've always been sort of a mixed bag. And obviously, I'll even refer to the old ones, like the original Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr. and whatnot. I'll even, like, you know, mention that like those started in one place where you're playing as a different character doing very different kind of platforming challenges, and then but once Donkey Kong became the main character, the character you control, the games have always had the core of like platforming adventure, right? And also being adventure games as well, a focus on adventuring to some degree, but they all there's always like each generation had this like shift in like what Donkey Kong was gonna be like, but they always had a core, which is like he's gonna roll around, he's gonna freaking go on an adventure, he's gonna collect bananas. It's big collecting too in a lot of the games, so it'll be interesting to see how we feel getting the whole picture leading up to Bonanza, which I'm very much looking forward to. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, if you ask me, neither of you are ready for prime time, Cranky interrupted. You'll never be as popular a character as I was. Why, in my heyday, kids lined up to play my games. The quarters were stacked on the machine as they waited for their turn. If you go on this ridiculous adventure, you'll be lucky to sell 10 copies. Oh, it was arcade games, huh? Yeah, they were also arcade games. Didn't think about that. Donkey Kong fumed. He usually let Cranky's rambling roll off his back, but this time was different. What do you know about adventure, you flea-bitten old ape? Yelled Donkey Kong, edging closer and closer, braving Cranky's cane, until he was totally in his face. I'm sick of hearing about your boring single-screen adventures. Diddy's in trouble, my banana horde is gone, I'm gonna get them back. Donkey Kong stormed off in search of his missing buddy, following the trail of bananas the Kremlings had dropped. Well, it's not exactly rescuing a princess, but it'll do in a pinch, Cranky snorted, as DK disappeared into the lush jungle. After a moment's hesitation, Cranky followed him. The lad may need help, he mumbled to himself. Kids today, they just don't have respect for their elders. And then at the bottom of the page, there is an image of Cranky holding his face in disgust, and he says, "You're only reading this because you're bored." Well, let's not be bored then. Good heavens, we're already 17 minutes in. Hey, it's episode 1. This is what it's about. It's about the experience. Put this away. Also, as per usual, as is tradition, I do have boba. Although, you know what? The thing is, I always feel like boba tea, I mean, it is definitely like a desserty, like more of a dessert kind of thing, you know what I mean? It's not really for the actual iced tea of it, at least most of them aren't. This one, though, straight up has like whipped cream with like I don't know, like cinnamon sprinkled on top. And it's funny because I always make fun of people who like early in the morning are going to get like stuff at Starbucks, because I always make the joke of like, oh, gotta get my freaking adult milkshake in the morning, and I'm sitting here chugging this thing down. This thing's gotta be like 1,000 calories. I don't even get to pierce the top. It's not like a vacuum sealed one. It's just got like a normal like mocha frappuccino top to it. Dang, that's actually freaking good, though. Oh, this is so bad for me. I'm gonna ruin my appetite. It's almost dinner time. I wanted to start playing this game when it was like bright and sunny, but because of daylight savings, it gets dark around like it starts getting dark at like 3:30, and it took me till 4:48 to be able to boot the game up. Whatever. Let's just hop into it. Oh, I guess before we actually fully get into it, yeah, I don't know how there's this much preamble. I guess there is. If you've been enjoying this or anything else on this channel so far, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell to get notified of more things in the future episodes of this, just about every single day. Links in the description of things that I am doing, have been doing, or will be doing in the future. Also, me and my friend are making a game. Any and all support towards that would be much appreciated. You can support us by supporting anything on this channel, supporting the devlog streams, and most of all supporting the Patreon. Also, links down below to our itch.io and Steam pages for our game, which is called Recital of the Heart. Wishlist it, play the demo, check it out, share it, all that good stuff. And yeah, with that being said, let's actually really do it. We just have to get straight into jungle hijinks. I forgot that the game just starts. There's no like... Oh, we do get to check out the banana hood. The animations and stuff are always so delightful. Like, look at the pre-rendered backgrounds. It is actually, I don't know, some stuff, maybe I wasn't entirely fair. Some stuff does look very nice still in the game. Again, it's like a vibe. The characters animate great. It's also just such a unique look, too. Whatever we do, we must not die to the first quote-unquote Goomba. Oh, crud. Oh no, I'm trolling. Oh yeah, this is an interesting thing too. Donkey Kong and Diddy have like slight differences from what I remember. Diddy can't kill large enemies with jumping. Donkey Kong can. Yeah. And then the rolling does have coyote time, which means coyote time in a platformer means you can roll fully off of a platform and then jump. Ugh, music. Bananas are basically coins. They just get you lives after a certain point. Then you got freaking animal companions. It's funny. I'm gonna be able to remember some secrets and stuff. Probably not later on, because I just didn't play as much of the later. The opening stages, like this first world, I played so much of, I'm telling you. Music's all these little chimes and stuff, I just remember it so vividly. The little dancing and whatnot. Also, just listen to this song. I mean, it's just a vibe. It's just a bop. Now, I know the dude who made the music for this game, it wasn't even his intention. He wasn't even going to be the guy making music for the game initially, if I remember correctly. He just sort of like, they needed the guy to do it. He learned how to do it with all the synths and stuff like that. But yeah, you got like a roll, it's very simple, there's not like many mechanics. Although there's enough interesting things in here to set this apart from other platformers for sure. You got the freaking Donkey Kong's little animation. I mean, look, the rain, the thunder. Just kind of letting it wash over me. Now, platformers are kind of my jam. Now, that's not to say I will die a bunch. I just mean that, like, I enjoy them a lot. I pick them up pretty quickly. Listen, I'm a freaking Hollow Knight Path of Pain guy. All right, I can Path of Pain and whatnot, and the likes. Yeah, it's about figuring out, because, like, when you hold down the roll button, you sprint, and then you gotta, like, tap it again. Yeah, I'm a platforming guy. Yeah, you know me? Who, me? Yeah, I'm a platforming guy. Come on, man. Why didn't he grab onto this thing? Oh, I hate platformers, actually. I just want to play a little farming sim. God. Now, I will say one thing about this game was always, like, determining exactly where you can and can't stand. It was always a little weird, maybe? Ooh, the bees. Oh, shoot, I could have. Is the rope still coming? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, being able to tag between Diddy, because, like, Diddy's, like, a little faster, I think. Diddy. Oh, God, my friend. Oh. Yeah, those spots on the ground, you can, like, bust them open to get stuff. How do I get the G? Oh, it's a barrel. Huh. I think it was this one? Yeah. Wow, that was... that thing... At the end there, that was like a 1-frame read. Jeez. I almost freaking died. I almost freaking died. How do I... Oh, I probably needed to use... the armadillo. Well, I'm not going for 100%, so, you know. Cranky. Fancy running into you two way out here. You literally came to help us. The booklet said so. We used to play for hours on a single screen game and think we were lucky, and we were. You wouldn't last 2 minutes in a real game. Cranky, these games get kind of hard, dude. I'm scared to play freaking Donkey Kong Country 2. I know that game gets freaking hard. I can get through DK Country with only 1 life easy. I'm talking about when games were games. Oh, you know what's unfortunate? There are people who talk like this nowadays. 3 lives and 3 continues, and that's all we had. Yeah, but Cranky, I think that's bad game design. That was just EU corners. Games never looked like this when I was a lad. Yeah? A leap of faith is all it takes to find Winky in Barrel Cannon Canyon. Find Winky? Who? Funky can send you anywhere you've already been on the island in a flash. That's okay, this is actual advice. I can tell you yarns about the old days all day long. Thank you, Cranky. Canyon? Some canyon level? Reptile Rumble. Ooh, yeah, freaking cave vibes. I mean, look, I don't know. The games look still in a way like, I don't know. It definitely dates it. I think it kind of like, to me, in a way, it still kind of holds up. Oh, it got a little bit darker the deeper we got in. Might have been able to break. Never mind. Yeah, so my experience with this game, I think I've talked about it on some previous playthrough. But my experience with Donkey Kong Country 1, I did own it eventually on the Game Boy Advance, which I think feel like is a good port of the game. I was still able to appreciate everything about it. It took me a long time to beat it. I remember the day I finally beat it, I finally got to the last level. I was we were on a trip back from somewhere. We might have gone to like Monterey or something. And I was playing it in the car. And I finally made it to the last level. And I remember the last fight blowing my mind because of, there's a bit of a twist, but also mainly blowing my mind because of the music. The freaking song that played was unbelievable. Hold on. I knew it. I could feel it in my bones. Is the monkey noise just coming from, I mean, I'm playing as two monkeys, so I guess I would check out. The blue guys always used to screw me up because when I was younger, I didn't understand enemy patterns. So I was like, oh, I need to jump on their heads, but then they would jump on my head, and I didn't have a sense of timing, and I would just let myself get killed, and it was bad. That made me sad. Obligatory 20-minute pause. Aquatic ambience is in the room. When I say this, I need you to hear me, okay? This isn't just one of the best songs in this game, one of the best songs in this series, one of the best songs in all of games. It is all of those things. I genuinely believe that this is one of the best songs ever created, period. The layers to it, the vibe, the tone setting, the wailing synths, the way it all layers on top of each other, it instantly puts you in a space. Like, you can close your eyes and you just like know exactly where you're supposed to be. You know what I mean? And the guy who made this was just making. He wasn't even supposed to be making the music for the game. And he just pulled this out. It's such a time capsule kind of song. I mean, one of the best underwater themes, period. But I'm telling you, I just think it's one of the best songs ever made. I'm 100% I'm not screwing around. Like, it brings freaking tears to my eyes. This isn't just nostalgia either. Like, I feel like anybody could hear this song and feel a sense of gravity with it, you know what I mean? Hold on, do we need to go down? Sort of assume the arrow is pointing the correct direction, but... Oh. Dude. Gotta be very, very particular with the point. Better swimming, though. Also, genuinely, I do love the background, too. The background's very simple, but it's very effective. So I'm vibing too much. I can't, there's no commentary for me to give. It's... Oh, there's actually another one of them? Used sparingly in this game too. But when it happens, I mean, my God, I just... And here's the thing, I'm not like musically inclined enough to be able to explain why, like, sonically I feel like this is such a good such a good track. I just feel it in my bones, you know what I mean? Also, I mean, the fact that they accomplished this track at the time with the limitations they had, if anything, I mean, it's probably the limitations that really lent to the creation of such a song. You know, limitations are as important in all forms of art as anything else. Yeah, okay, well, as I was saying, what was I saying? Funky. Whoa, dude, my name's Funky Kong. Shouldn't I know that? You're on my island. My bodacious jumbo barrel can launch you to any point on the island. Most unfortunately, it can only send you to a place you've already been to. Oh, which is a complete and total bummer, let me tell you. Whoa, dudes, my name's Funky Kong. Okay, no, I understand, I know who you are. You know what I'm genuinely kind of like, what I think would be interesting? Oh, what about that back area? Can I not? Oh, any location, any, like, level too? Oh, this is the barrel cannon thing. Okay, so I'm looking for some dude named Winky here, or something. Oh, there's butterflies. Oh, this little... I don't think I ever noticed the little butterflies. Again, I played this on a freaking Game Boy Advance, so catching details... You must understand. How does one... Is this death? Oh. Okay. One thing I will say about this game is that it does not give you much of a heads up. Ow. Yeah, it does not give you much heads up with what's ahead of you or behind you or anything like that. Or above you, as you just saw. Ooh. Got a minigame. I hope I spawn back up there after. Yeah, then you get these minigames. Oh man, the minigames are fun. It's all just about farming lives. Everything you collect is just to get you more lives, which I think is perfectly fine. And I'm gonna need lives. Each animal companion has their own like little mini game, which is fun. That's pretty good. Nice. Get your lives freaking early. So oh, I didn't have a yeah. Oh shoot. If I had... Yeah, hold on. If I use those guys to jump... Yeah, you know what? We're not in a rush. I'll kill myself. How about that? Needs to be up here. Shoot. Gosh dang it. I think that would have just... Hey, boy. Donkey Kong, no. There were definitely barrels of the... Oh. Just satisfying. Everything's very responsive. I'm surprised I'm running this through like 3 different things. And I just got like 0 latency. Oh, I just get that every time? Oh, shoot. Oopsies. Oh crap. Okay. Alright, I'm trolling. That's fine. It's actually fine. Everything's actually fine and chill, and I'm good at the game, by the way. Shoot, man. Crud. No. I freaking botched it. Oh, okay, cool. I got it back. There we go. That's all I wanted. What the crud? Oh my gosh, okay. Straight up? Dude. Okay. I mean, yeah. I'm sick. That's what we call the Sonic level design. Watch the game play itself for a little bit. You ever catch me? You ever catch me trying to do a freaking? Oh, probably explode right here. Shoot. If you ever catch me trying to do a freaking Sonic Legacy, I'll freaking blow my stuff clean smooth off, man. I don't think that would be. Here's the thing. Actually, no. Let's be fair. I think it would be fun. I think there would be parts that are painful. Oh shoot, that was close. Ooh, that was. Nice. Whew. Hello, Candy. Hi, I'm Candy Kong, and this is my save point. Cool. Do you have anything else to say? Can I help you, monkey, save your game? That's. Gotta chill out, Candy. Okay, I think we're already at naughty. Oh. Big banana achieved. Yeah, okay, and now we're already at the freaking monkey mines. That was it. That was the first world. Winky's walkway. Winky. I don't think I found Winky in the cannon place, did I? Who's Winky? Is it the frog? Might be the frog. That would explain, like, the really tall verticality. There, for sure. For sure. I don't know if there's, like, I don't believe there are secrets, like how there are secrets in, like, Mario World. Or the Mario games in general, right? Might be some secrets in the later Donkey Kong Country games. However, hey, listen, we're playing platformers and stuff now. These episodes are gonna be tighter. That's 46 minutes. Most of the first 17 of it was me talking, me just freaking yapping. Yeah, that's it. That's the game. Hey, if you've been enjoying this or anything else on this channel so far, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell to get notified of more things in the future episodes of this, just about every single day of the week. Metaphor Refantasio on the weekends, along with some other things coming up. Links down below to things that I am doing, have been doing, or will be doing. Also, me and my friend are making a game. Any and all support towards that would be much appreciated. You can support us by supporting anything on this channel, supporting the Devlog streams, and most of all, supporting the Patreon. And with that, till next time, don't forget to be kind. I'll see you around. Cool. Fun. Man, it's so fun. I get so immediately just back into the groove of these kinds of games. Now, oh yeah, so I didn't actually finish my thought. Yeah, so my original experience playing in a car back from the trip, beat the game, some twists happen at the very end during the final fight, so the music drop hits, and it blew my mind. Obviously it's a freaking core memory now. But I played a lot of the first world of this game. I was basically speed running this game when my mom, because it was just my mom. So anytime she had to go out somewhere, I had to go with her when I was younger. And when she would go to the bank, they had a kids area, and the kids area had 2 Game Boys, and one of the Game Boys always had Donkey Kong Country. And so it got to a point now where I would immediately run over there anytime she was there, and I would literally just speed run the first level. I would get as far as I possibly could while she was handling bank stuff. And that was like a lot of my initial experience playing this game until I had it myself. Heck, even when I did have it myself, I was still playing it at the bank and speedrunning through the first level. But it took me so long. As with most things that I ever beat, it took me so long to beat Donkey Kong Country 1. Because it gets it gets tough. I mean, for a kid, it gets tough. Tough at the end. And in the later steps, especially when you get to like the factory. Oh gosh, some of the ice areas, like underwater levels. Oof. No. That being said, the one I'm actually worried about is I'm more worried about Donkey Kong Country 2. That game I've heard that game is freaking crazy hard. 3 not so much. 3 is gonna be weird because 3 has like some key and door kind of adventure puzzles where you need to like get objects to take back and forth between different areas. Shoot, did I put... Well, goodbye. Freaking oops. I'll go till next time. The caves.